Hi, this is Jay Goodis from Encodian. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 of the new actions we've just released to our Encodian Flow connector for Microsoft Flow. Those 3 actions being the ability to resize an image, the ability to redact content within a document, and the ability to find text across a document and replace it with some other text. So to kick things off, I'll jump over to and walk you through a Resize and Image workflow. Now, in all of these examples, I'm going to quickly show you within this video. I'm not going to build the flows from scratch. This is just basically a quick feature overview. We have got some of the videos that do cover how to create these flows from scratch. Please check those out on our YouTube channel. Or if you need some help, email us at support.encodian.com or visit the support portal, which is support.encodian.com. Okay, so let's get into the flow. It's pretty straightforward. We're going to manually kick off the flow with a button. We're going to go and get the properties of a particular file. So I'm just passing in, this is the library, this is the ID of the item in this particular site. I'm using that action basically to go and get the file name and extension because it's just saved me keying it in and it's a bit more accurate and robust. I'm then using the identifier property returned from that get file properties action to actually go and then get the file content from the same site. So in essence, these 2 actions, SharePoint actions at the top, enable me to get the file name with extension and also enables me to get the file in base64 representation of that file at least. The next thing I'm going to do is I've got a Resize and Image action, the Encodian action. And you can see that I've passed in the file name with extension and I've passed in the file content. Just to note, Resize and Image action supports all the common image file types, bitmaps, JPEGs, PNGs, etc. The full details are listed on this support articles on the support portal, so check that out if you're not sure. And we've got your typical options really in terms of image resizing. You can resize based on a percentage, so 50% is half the size, 120% will be 120% of the size. So we can actually increase file sizes as well as reducing them. Just be cognizant if you take a image which is 100 pixels by 100 pixels and you increase it by 1000%, you're probably going to lose some quality. We have got some good technology here that can manage some of those things, but probably not at that level. I've also got some options here to resize to a specific size. So if I set specific, then I can actually pass in a specific image width value or an image height value. If I want the aspect ratio to be automatically determined for me, I would just simply set, look, I want an image that's 150 pixels wide, for example, and the the action would automatically determine what that height should be based on the current aspect ratio. Now, for this demonstration, I'm going to choose percentage. I'm going to say I want it to be 50%, and I want it to maintain the aspect ratio. Don't need to worry about that because that's only when you're going to set a fixed width or a fixed height. Well, width really. Okay, so the last part of this flow is to go and create the file. I'm just passing in the file name and the file content, which is the process file from the Resize and Image action, and I've got a location in SharePoint where I want this file to be created. So if I click test, and we'll just click test again, and this flow will run through for me. It's been processed super quick. So let's just jump over and have a look at the source file, which is the Encodian logo. And you can see the size of that file there, and it was about just under 20K. Let's just refresh this page here. And we can see we've got a new file here that's just been processed down at 10K, so it's roughly half the size. And if I click on that image file, you should see that it's a smaller version of the file. Okay, so that covers off the Resize and Image. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to jump over to another flow and we'll have a look about how to redact a document. Very similar style of workflow, so I won't work that through. We're going to trigger with a button. We're going to go and get the file that we're interested in. In this instance, what I'm going to do, because the redact functionality works across PDF document, and I might have a document, it could be a range of documents of all different types of file formats. So what we just simply say is before you redact it, convert it into a PDF format, and then you can apply the redactions. So I'm getting the file content, getting the file properties, passing it into the convert to PDF action, which just will automatically create me my PDF document. I haven't set the advanced actions which control whether I want to remove markup. You know, if I've got track changes, etc., then obviously that data can be automatically removed. I don't need a PDFA, so I don't need to set that. I've left the bookmark generation on, etc. So just a straightforward conversion to PDF. In terms of redaction, so again, we're going to pass in the file name. Because I've got an Encodian action going to an Encodian action, I'm going to pass an operation ID, which just basically reduces the need to pass file contents between Encodian actions. That's specific to how our connector works. Just saves you a bit of data basically. I've got two redactions here that I'm going to apply at the same time. So I've got a regular expression, which is saying go and find the word Encodian, ignoring case. So that's what that expression says. That's a regular expression. If you need some help with regular expressions, again, have a look at the article on the support portal. Some really good stuff on there and some good references of sites where you can go and craft some regular expressions. I think most people agree that they're a bit of a black art, to say the least. The second redaction is dead simple. It's just a search based on some free text that's been entered. So these redactions are going to get applied to the document in a single operation, which is useful. And you can see here I can set the colour for the redaction, so I think I've got black for the replacing the word Encodian, and then I've got, I'm guessing, some kind of orange by the looks of it for the text replacement redaction even. So, and the last part of this, again, I'm just going to create the file in SharePoint, same location, passing the file name and file content, which results from that redact PDF action. So let's just give those a go. Click test. This will take a little bit, well, I say a little bit longer, it should still be within seconds because we're going to pick that file up from SharePoint. We're going to process that file into a PDF version so that we can apply the redaction. Those two redactions will be applied and then the resulting file is going to be created and added into SharePoint. So there we go, that file's been processed. So let's just jump over to our area where we're updating, adding the processed documents, and you can see I've got my Redact document, PDF document there. I should click on that. And we can see, if I scroll down, you can see where we've picked up the redactions there. So we've got that would be actually Encodian in capitals, that's Encodian in lowercase with a capital E at the start. So you can see how we've been able to pick up and redact entries regardless of case, and you can see some of those lower down in the document. And you can see where we've picked up and replaced the entire multi-line paragraphs as well. So that's quite a powerful piece of functionality, especially if you've got documents of sensitive nature. Maybe you've got things like patient numbers or dates or whatever it might be that you need to replace, then obviously regular expressions can be really powerful in performing that redaction for you. So last new action I want to give you a quick look at is the ability to search and replace text. This operates pretty much exactly the same as the redact action, albeit rather than just applying a redaction across the text, it's actually going to enable you to put in some replacement text into replace the text that you're searching for. I won't run through those three actions at the top, enough to say that we're picking up a document from SharePoint. In the search and replace text, again, we have the ability to apply more than one operation, if you would, at the same time. I've only got one in here, but if I wanted to, I could click add new item to search for some other text at the same time to replace it. I'm saying within this document, go and find the word Encodian, and you'll notice this time I've not put it in a regular expression. So I've got this option flag here to say, is it an expression or not? It's not, it's just free text. So you'll see where previously in the Redact demo, it was picking up Encodian in full capitals. That won't be the case this time because I've not set it as a regular expression. I'm going to replace it with the word example in capitals, and I've got here some control over what I want that to look like. So the size of the font, what type of font I want it to use. So I've got Arial 16. The colour of the font, I think it's pink actually in this instance. And the background of the font, which I've just left as white. I don't want it to be underlined, and I don't need to change the word or line spacing. So we've got some quite good control really over that font and how we want to make that look. I'm simply going to test this one. As before, we're going to upload the document into SharePoint. So let's just give this a test and see what it looks like. and that document's been processed. And I'll jump over to SharePoint, and we can see our new document for search and replace text is in there, and I'll just click on that. And hopefully we'll be able to see some of those changes. So you can see it's not picked up Encodian as we said, because that's capitals and I hadn't passed in the ignore case expression. But you can see how the word Encodian has been replaced with example, and that will be throughout this example document that we've got here as well. So you'll just see that as I'm sort of scrolling through. Okay. So that covers the 3 new actions we've recently released. We have got some more on the way, but I'm not going to talk about those for the moment. I think that takes the total actions up that we have within the connector to 25. So there's lots of great functionality in terms of converting to PDF format, manipulating that PDF format post-creation, so securing, watermarking, image watermarking, redacting data, replacing data, all of that good stuff. And we've also enhanced our image processing capabilities. So we've previously been able to binarize documents, clean them up, remove red eye, to automatically rotate, skew, despeckle, all of that good stuff. And now we've just added the ability for you to actually resize images as well. As I say, there's more coming, and we'll update you with those as they do and they are released. In the meantime, if you need any help, please email us at support@encodian.com or visit our support portal at support.encodian.com.